Hey, it's Tam. iRockitBald, as my niecey Pooh said, and I am here with my mother, Miss Jerry White.
Hi.
And she is going to share just her thoughts about raising a child with alopecia, the emotional, psychological impact it had, all of the things that she had to deal with, things that she probably has never shared with me before, thoughts that she's had. Maybe, I don't know, we just gonna let her talk and see what she say. So this what I've been doing these videos, sharing with everybody from my family's perspective about living with someone with alopecia and how you coped with it. So I don't know, just where you want to start?
Well, we can start at the beginning. It wasn't an easy journey. I can remember so vividly the day that the diagnosis was given that you had alopecia.
Mm-hmm. Are you about to cry? Don't cry.
I just wanted to die. I said, why is this happening to my child? And I cried and cried. We drove around for a while and then we went out to eat. And I cried and I cried. And I said, well, I've always been one. I'm going to protect my kids no matter what. Nothing was going to get in her way. But, I had to be strong, very strong for you. I let you do exactly what you wanted to do. Any place that you felt uncomfortable, if you didn't want to do it, you didn't have to do it. Remember the dance at Miss Stone's at the church?
Center, yeah.
And, with your little wig and stuff, and some of the girls were kind of threatening you and you didn't want to go back no more, but you could dance.
Yeah.
But that was not something that that was fine with me. Yeah. So the little investment that we had put in there, we just let it go.
Yeah, I remember I was dancing. I danced for many years up until then. Because they had the studio on Livernois, and then it burned down and we moved over to that church. And I think at some point there was a young lady or maybe some girls, I don't remember exactly, but I do remember they were threatening me to put my wig off, and I was like, I don't want to do this no more. So.
Right, and that was the end of that. And anytime any obstacle came in your way, but I did everything that I could. It's hard on a mother, especially when I just wondered, well, how come it couldn't have been me? Why did it have to be my baby? You know.
And I understand that feeling now as a mother too. I get it.
And it's just you're driven to be protective, and it's not easy, but because your main concern is your child. Is my baby okay? What can I do to make her happy? And just try to keep you involved in a whole bunch of stuff. I think the elementary years were kind of awkward, but the middle school years were really the hardest.
They were the worst.
When you got to high school, by then you were old enough where you could do you had got some hair coming back and you had some hair pieces made, and then you had wigs and stuff like that.
Yep.
But you were a little bit more normal. Everybody was wearing weaves and stuff by then, so it was better. But it was the first at elementary and middle school, which was the worst. That day that boy snatched your wig off and I got the call from the school, I was in the Penobscot building on the 27th floor. I remember that. And Wendy, my boss, I said, Wendy, I have to go take a walk. I went down to the river and I cried, just to go, what's my baby doing? What's my baby doing? How's my baby? And I walked and I just couldn't get no comfort. And I came back and said, Wendy, I gotta go. I gotta go get my baby. And I went and got you and I took you to Mama. And Mama kept you until I got off of work, and she just nourished you. I told her what happened. And we both cried. But, you spent the rest of that day with your mother, with your grandmother, your nanny. And Mama was always so good. She was always right there. Whenever you needed a hairpiece, her and Daddy, whatever they could do, they tried to do it to help. Because it was a rough journey for them, too. But that was my baby. And you just had to be whole and solid. And I've never been so proud of how you've come out. Do you remember we tried to get you to do an assembly with the school to let the kids know what you were going through, and you said nope?
I don't remember that. What was that, at Cook?
It was at Murphy at the school.
Oh.
Yeah, and they wanted you to, do an assembly and explain to the kids but you were too young then, and you just weren't ready for it.
Right.
And you said, no, I don't want to do that.
In retrospect, I probably should have, because maybe, you know, having learned what I've learned in the past year of the materials that are available to share with others, to explain to them what this disease is, so that they have an understanding, because ignorance, you know, is part of what caused a lot of the teasing and whatnot. But I probably should have done it in retrospect.
But back then, people weren't that concerned about the alopecia. That's why I'm so proud of you and what you're doing now, being a mentor to many. And maybe other folks will just stand up and speak. They have your different media, social media outlets from some of the prior videos that they can contact you. When you need someone to talk to, give Tam a call. She's your girl. Danielle, her cousin, has used her for different students at her school, and Tamara's just done. I mean, she's just a beautiful person, inside and out.
Thank you, Mom. But can you tell them about the decision that you made to give me some counseling? Like, can you reflect back on that? Remember when we put me in therapy?
Yeah.
And I would go see that therapist, I think like every Thursday or something, right?
Yeah. We didn't know what else to do. We just wanted to make sure you were comfortable and calm and good with yourself. That, you know, you were comfortable with you and who you were. It was something that we couldn't do, so it's not, I didn't see, and neither did your dad, where there was anything wrong with, you know, seeking professional help. But you didn't have to stay in counseling for too long.
No, I don't think so.
You know, but Jason, your husband, that is my guy. Jason never, ever, that never bothered him. He knew you were wearing a wig and stuff. Jason loved you, I think, from day one.
Well, you know.
You know. And I remember him saying, you don't have to wear no wig.
Right.
Yep. So, you know, I love him for how encouraging he has been to you. I love him for how much he loves you. And then, because I call you the queen, that's your king. And then my babies are my little prince. You know, so you're the queen of that castle, truly. And anything, but all people must know that beauty is not what you see on the outside. It's what's on the inside. Fortunately, you're beautiful inside and out, so you got everybody beat. And I just love you, and I'm so very, very proud of you.
Thank you. Anything else you can think of? Any other memory you could share? You know, just as being a parent.
You ladies are underneath the tree. You got this.
So as a parent, dealing with a child who has alopecia, is there anything you can say to other parents who have to go through this journey with their child? Any advice?
It's not easy. You have to watch and listen, observe your child, see what's most comfortable for that child. Keep that child active. You have to encourage your child to let them know how loved and how beautiful they are. You know, there are some things that could be much worse. That's just like me with my psoriasis. You know, I said I could have another disease. I could be dead. Something that's, you know, but alopecia, I've seen so many beautiful women with alopecia. You know, and it's God's will. It's what he had in store for you, and you never know what's going to come from that. You know, it'll like it took Tamara a while to really get very, very comfortable with it, as has a lot of her your friends, some of the people that you have met up with over the years. But it's rough. But if we educate people for future people, children that may have this, because Tamara was only 6 when hers came down, we will know how to deal with it and encourage them, and they could be moving on much faster. It could be easy. The mothers, the fathers, everybody needs encouraging, but the most important person is the child, and the purpose is to try to make that journey much easier on people in the future.
Okay. Well, that wraps up Mom's thoughts for now.
Yeah, you know I don't really like to talk like this.
Well,
Do the best I can.
I can't tell, boo.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do a live video later. I just showed her a new feature on the Facebook Live, so maybe we'll do that and then talk to you guys live. But thanks, Mom, for sharing.
All right, we'll wrap it
you.
up at the end of the month.
All right.